speaking of letting stuff slide and how the standard can so easily be changed and swayed at the highest level, and everyone is just left to observe, and no one does anything about it. They just allow it to happen at the highest level.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm talking about how we can allow a transgender male who transgendered into becoming a female fight in an Olympic sport against a biologically born female.
It's about boxing.
Yes.
Yes, I saw that too.
Crazy how we allowed that to happen, dude.
So for the listeners out there, it was a girl from Italy and a man, XY chromosomes, who couldn't fight in the world championship boxing because her testosterone was too high. She was, I don't know what you say, but yeah, and she gets in a fight. She punches the Italian girl. Italian girl immediately stops the fight. Broke her nose. It's like, I've never been hit that hard. And that's,
punched her once in 46 seconds of the first round.
That is a disgrace, completely disgrace. And what was even worse was the Italian girl that quit wished the other fighter, hey, I hope she wins. I hope she wins the championship. Like, no, man, like that's wrong. And yeah, that's a whole nother topic, but let's go into it. So what's your thoughts on it, man?
You just gave a whole bunch.
Let's go. Hey, we're going to talk about Transformers right now. We're not going to say the word, but we're going to say Transformers. But what's your thought on that? To the boxing match.
That alone?
The boxing match. Yeah, the boxing
match.
Yeah, let's talk the boxing match, and we'll dwell on from there. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that's fair at all. You can cut certain parts off. You can change certain parts on people. You can mess with their hormones to make things shrink and get smaller and bigger. In certain sports, that's illegal to, change to try to get any edge in any way. I think if a female was using that much testosterone to get so big, they wouldn't have allowed it. To be honest, they should be measuring bone density before they measure fat, but I don't think that's fair at all. That's not to get into like other areas, but just
let's
like
go into it.
Sports. But for sports, period, that's not fair. That's like cheating in the worst way.
So I got a question for you, and just a question. Would you ban it across all sports or only certain sports?
Ban what?
What happened in the boxing match? So swimming, ping pong, shooting,
any sport that would require, and we're calling them sports, any sport or athletic event that would require, or that requires the use of I don't know how I'm going to word
physical attributes.
I would say if it requires you to bust somebody's ass or be stronger or faster than somebody, and they're very strict about how you gain the edge, like in baseball, they watch pitchers, they watch certain things. They watch the bats. They don't want you to cheat. There's ways to cheat, but they don't want you to cheat, right? And people will look for ways. To me, that's just another way to cheat, and somebody has to find a way to combat that, because people don't. What if they don't tell you? Do they have to tell you?
Yeah.
What if they just show you a birth certificate that says your name is Andy, and you're a female, and you just look like a very strong, like Cyborg? Who the fuck? If Buck came out and said, "Hey, I used to be a guy," everyone would be like, "We fucking guessed it, right?"
Well, there's a rugby player on the U.S. rugby team that looks like a dude, but she's a girl. She's just huge, rock.
And that's fine. And that's fine.
So you would do it for some sports, not all, in your opinion?
in sports where it would require my mind, like if we were playing chess, I can give two fucks if you were a female or a male, or if you were half and half. Doesn't matter to me. You might be a distraction to somebody who's not prepared to deal with that, who's new to that, but like that's a skill, that's a mind skill. Like to me, it's not an issue, you know. Where weight is involved and where
physical ability.
If we were controlling robots and they were all equal, and it was a transgender against a transformer against a guy or a girl, whatever, a biological male or female, whatever, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Like crossbow. You know what I'm saying? That's a sport. It's a physical sport. To me, that requires physical, like, does it require, you have to be able to draw that bow.
Yeah.
Certain females can't draw that bow.
And males, same.
To match the like at the highest level of athlete in that sport that's a male, and it might be a female. I don't know. I don't fucking know. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Typically, it's a male that's going to be able to fucking pull that off, and that's why they have them in separate categories, because they have lighter draws, or they're allowed to use different bows, or things like that. Like that's when it matters if you're male or female.
Yeah.
Anytime you use some kind of physical attribute, like even whether it's jumping farther, anytime you're competing at a physical level, I think it should matter if you're biologically a male or female, and there should be different requirements, because we are different. We're biologically different. Our bodies and our bones and our structures are going to develop a certain kind of way. You can't change that just because you want to play a certain sport or
definitely,
live a certain lifestyle. You can't change that. You can try. They're doing all kinds of surgeries and all kinds of different things. But at the end of the day, man, and this is probably just propaganda that I saw. Somebody who had completely changed over, they completely transformed, and from a she to a he, and he was saying how has so many infections, he can't live a normal life because he's always in and out of the hospital, because he's not. That's stuff that it's not. Your body's not supposed to go through that.
Yep.
And
the body's rejecting it.
Yeah, it's rejecting it. So he's having a very bad life, and he wishes that he would have never done it, knowing that. And now, if there's the technology out there one day to flip flop it like that, like we never even knew, who's to say? Like if there's a technology to say, okay, this baby's going to come out male. Okay, cool.
At what age do you think is right for them to be able to make that decision?
Oh, I gotta get my charger back up.
Okay,
that's a good question, though.
Because I don't know if you can still hear me, but I'm gonna keep talking. But that's a thing right now. Is certain states have it as a certain age, or the school can know, but the parents can't know, and that's another thing that I think is just so wrong. Like, we have all these age requirements for guns, alcohol, military, driving, voting, changing your body. Why is there not an age requirement on that? Like, why? That just blows my mind. You know what I mean? Especially, like, think about, to all listeners out there, when you were young, you're dumb. We're dumb. We don't know everything. We have our opinions and stuff, but as we grow and we get older, our thoughts are different. Our methodologies, how we do things, are different.
Well, they say your body doesn't start to work, like for males. We don't stop developing until we're like 25.
25, 26, I think, like, man.
Physically maturing until we're 25.
Yeah. And it's so crazy how in certain places, like, it's okay for them to do that, but in other things, like, that blows my mind, even right now, the White House is trying to change Title 10, where they want born males who say they're females to compete in women's sports. And it's like, no, like swimming, like that's so fucking nuts. And at the same time, though, you see in the political sphere right now, hey, vote the first woman president. You can't even tell me what a woman is because you won't even admit what a woman is. None of y'all can. You always say, well, a woman is like, no, man. Like,
why don't we just this is just me being lit on a Friday. We created an entirely separate league for people who can't make it into the NFL, right? We create separate divisions for people who can't make it into the professional level.
Yep.
Right? Not to sound demeaning or to sound that they're anything less.
No, they're not good enough. Some people are not good enough. Yeah.
They're just not full athletes, right? Like, why don't we just create another division for transgenders? Like, if you want to compete in this sport, you join this league. I don't want to say the XFL because that's already out there, but like, you know, like the X NFL or whatever. And then you just gotta wait for people to join up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Your roster's gonna be a little light.
But why even create it though? That's the thing. Like,
so they feel like they're part of something. Like,
but that's the thing.
You compete with your own.
But again, I mean, I just think of life. Who gives a fuck? Sometimes you can't. Hey,
I don't want to punch a chick in her face.
But that's
break her whole fucking thing.
I'm agreeing with you. I'm saying, like, I wouldn't even create a category for them.
But where are they gonna go if they want to punch somebody in the face?
Fucking their local fucking gym and practice and shit. I mean, not.
But yeah, but when they get good enough to compete and say, I want to be the baddest bitch in the neighborhood.
Well, guess what? You have to be this person. Sorry, this is the way it is.
No, it shouldn't be that way. That's what we're saying. Let's make it convenient for them.
At a competitive.
Make them
are we talking? I'm talking competitive level. I'm not talking the Joe Bob regular person. At a competitive level. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
How do people get to a competitive level? They start at the bottom. They get to the collegiate level. They get boom, 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 right? There's levels to this shit, right? So guess what? You are a brand new transformer.
Okay, so hear me out real quick.
So guess where you're starting at?
But you're
a rookie.
So now I have men, women, then I have to make a 2 transformer levels. One man to woman, woman to man.
Yeah. So what? That's all paperwork. AI can do that for us. You can say AI
absolutely,
right now, develop a transgender sports league to follow these rules.
But the money, the support, that's super hard to get.
I got a special